have some big news coming in. Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit India soon. Kremlin says dates for Putin's India visit to be out soon. Specific dates of Vladimir Putin's visit to India will be announced. Russia will begin preparing for it. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has confirmed that Putin will be in India soon. The dates will be announced as soon as possible. Specific dates to be announced soon. Russia will begin preparing for it. Words coming in from the spokesperson of Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, says specifically, and I quote, specific dates of Vladimir Putin visiting India to be announced soon. Russian President Vladimir Putin will be visiting India soon, and that's been confirmed by the Russian government spokesperson itself. Big update coming in while Prime Minister Modi in Brazil for the G20 summit. Here we have information, and interestingly, Putin has skipped that G20 summit there, while there's an announcement coming in from Kremlin that he's due to visit India soon. The reason for his visit, Geeta Mohan, our correspondent, giving us more details on this. Geeta, please elaborate on Putin's visit to India soon. Give us the reason, the agenda, as the spokesperson confirms.
Well, the fact that India and Russia have an annual summit every year. There is a bilateral summit that is held, and alternately between India and Russia. We saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi attend a bilateral summit in Russia. He was there for the BRICS as well. The Russian president has not moved out of Russia, barring the Central Asian countries, to any other country since the war. This is a very important and significant statement coming in from Dmitry Peskov, Kremlin spokesperson. He has announced that both sides are working on dates for the annual summit. The annual summit between India and Russia for this year is over. So in all probability, we are looking at dates that would come in 2025. It could be early 2025. We do not have an exact idea of the dates, but the fact that an announcement has been made of President Putin's visit to India is very big, comes at a time when Russia and Ukraine are still at war, but there is a change in administration in the United States of America, and that certainly could have shifted at least a bit of the kind of heat and pressure that India and Russia had been facing with regards to the meetings. India continued with the visits and the meetings and the engagements, as also buying oil and trading with Russia. But the pressure on having Putin on Indian soil was immense. And right now, with change in administration in DC, it seems like that must have eased a little for them to even go ahead announcing a date for President Putin's visits to India. That is going to be significant because it's a very important strategic partner of India, and one will have to wait and see how that really pans out in terms of the visit that will take place. What will the length and breadth of the visit really look like and be? Is he going to confine himself to Delhi, or is he also going to visit some other cities and states? Again, all those details and nitty-gritties will be announced later. For now, Dmitry Peskov saying that an announcement will be made of President Putin's visit to India.
Right. It's interesting. While Putin has also skipped the G20 meet in Brazil, Geeta, there's an announcement that's come in right in time that he's due to visit India anytime soon. Dates for that will be confirmed. Do you want to say a word on that?
Well, could you repeat the question, Nabila?
Putin has skipped the G20 meet. This announcement comes right in time of that.
Well, he has missed all the G20 meetings ever since the war. He hasn't stepped out of the country, barring a few nations which are very pro Russia and are part of the Central Asian countries and Belarus. Beyond that, he has really not made a trip abroad. The war has indeed kept him busy, but also the fact that there could be a situation where countries from the West would try to embarrass President Putin is the reason why there's no reason why he would have wanted to face or allowed the West the space to put him in such a situation. But yes, Sergei Lavrov, Foreign Minister of Russia, has represented Russia in various multilateral fora, including the G20.
Right. Geeta, a little more pondering into the reasons to Putin's visit. We know that Russia-India has had great relations and for long. Prime Minister Modi and Putin have had great equations. Modi was in Russia recently. And for Putin to be visiting India, any agenda that's been already laid out, or is this going to be kept a suspense until the last?
Well, it is a continuum. The annual meeting between India and Russia has been an ongoing feature and a very old one at that. The only disruption happened in the year when the war took place, after which we have seen Prime Minister Modi go for the bilateral summit to Russia only this year. And it seems like the entire engagement, bilateral engagement, has restarted. It is full steam ahead, whether it's trade cooperation, the bilateral meetings that take place on an annual basis, which discusses trade, defense, strategic, all aspects, education, students, the Indian community. Remember, there is a massive, huge Indian community presence in Russia, and there are many Russians who are living, working in India as well. So all those aspects are discussed between the two leaders, and that certainly will be a part of the conversation from here on to the next bilateral summit as well. Having said that, there could be certain announcements that still must be kept under wraps. We do not know what they are, but there's a lot of cooperation and work on the civil nuclear power projects as well. So we'll have to wait and see whether if there's going to be forward movement on that count as well.
Right. Thanks very much, Geeta. I'm in fact going to bring in the Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, as he confirms it. Listen in.
I hope soon we'll work out the precise dates of his visit. But you know that our leaders are exchanging visits. So, and of course, after 2 visits of Prime Minister Modi to Russia, now we have a visit of President Putin to India. So we're looking forward for it. We'll start very precise preparations for the visit. We attach a very great importance to this context. Right now, I don't have any specific dates.